Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a mock interview for an accounting position. Today, AI is playing the role of the HR manager at a mid-sized firm and acting as the applicant, a seasoned accountant with about 5 years of experience. This dialogue is designed to cover a wide range of common questions, from behavioral to technical, to help you prepare. We'll make it realistic, engaging, and packed with tips. Let's jump in. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. To support me, you can join my membership. You will also get access to exclusive videos just for members.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in today. To start off, can you tell me a bit about yourself and your background in accounting?
Absolutely. Good morning. I'm excited to be here. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting from XYZ University, and I'm a certified public accountant, CPA, with 5 years of experience. I started my career at a small public accounting firm where I handled tax preparations and audits for clients in retail and manufacturing. For the last 3 years, I've been at ABC Corp as a senior accountant, managing financial reporting, budgeting, and compliance. Outside of work, I enjoy analyzing market trends and even volunteer as a treasurer for a local nonprofit, which keeps my skills sharp in real-world scenarios.
That's a solid foundation. Why did you choose accounting as a career, and what keeps you motivated in this field?
Great question. I was always drawn to numbers and problem solving in school. Accounting felt like a puzzle where everything has to balance. What motivates me now is the impact, helping businesses make data-driven decisions that drive growth. In my last role, I streamlined a reporting process that saved the team 20 hours a month, which was incredibly rewarding. It's about accuracy, ethics, and contributing to something bigger.
Impressive. Walk me through your experience with accounting software. What tools are you proficient in, and how have you used them?
Sure. I'm advanced in QuickBooks, Sage, and Microsoft Excel. I've built complex macros and pivot tables for data analysis. At ABC Corp, I used SAP for ERP integration, handling everything from accounts payable to general ledger reconciliations. I've also worked with tax software like TurboTax Pro and audit tools like ACL. Recently, I completed a certification in Tableau for data visualization, which helped me create dashboards that made financial insights more accessible to non-finance teams.
Excellent. Let's get into some technical stuff. Can you explain the difference between GAAP and IFRS and why it might matter in our global operations?
Of course, GAAP, or Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, is the standard used primarily in the U.S., focusing on rules-based guidelines. IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, is more principles-based and used in over 140 countries. Key differences include revenue recognition. GAAP has industry-specific rules, while IFRS is more uniform. And inventory valuation, where IFRS doesn't allow LIFO. For a company with global ops like yours, understanding both ensures compliance in international subsidiaries and accurate consolidated reporting. I've dealt with this in past audits involving cross-border transactions.
Spot on. Now, describe a time when you faced a tight deadline in your accounting work. How did you handle it?
In my role at ABC Corp, we had an unexpected regulatory audit with only a week's notice during our busy quarter-end close. I prioritized tasks by creating a checklist, delegated routine reconciliations to junior staff while overseeing them, and worked extended hours strategically, focusing on high-risk areas first. We used collaborative tools like Google Sheets for real-time updates. The result, we submitted everything on time with zero discrepancies, and it even led to process improvements for future closes. It taught me the value of clear communication and staying calm under pressure.
Great example. What about ethical dilemmas? Have you ever encountered one in accounting, and how did you resolve it?
Yes, ethics are crucial in our field. Once a manager suggested adjusting revenue figures to meet quarterly targets, which would have violated GAAP. I calmly explained the risks, potential SEC violations, and damage to the company's reputation, and suggested legitimate alternatives like cost reductions. I documented everything and escalated to the CFO, who supported my stance. It reinforced my commitment to integrity, and we ended up hitting targets ethically through better forecasting.
Wise approach. Let's talk financial statements. How do you ensure accuracy when preparing balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements?
Accuracy starts with strong internal controls. I always reconcile accounts monthly, verify source documents, and use double-entry bookkeeping to catch errors early. For balance sheets, I focus on asset-liability matching. Income statements require proper accrual accounting, and cash flows involve classifying activities correctly: operating, investing, financing. In my last job, I implemented automated checks in Excel to flag variances over 5%, reducing errors by 30%. Regular audits and peer reviews are key too.
Solid process. Can you explain key financial ratios and how you'd use them to analyze a company's health?
Absolutely. Ratios are like a company's vital signs. Liquidity ratios, like current ratio, current assets over liabilities, show short-term solvency, ideally above 1.5. Profitability, return on equity, net income over shareholders' equity, measures efficiency. Leverage, debt to equity, assesses risk. Efficiency, inventory turnover, cost of goods sold over average inventory, indicates operations. I'd use them holistically. For example, if analyzing a client, a low-quick ratio might signal cash flow issues, prompting deeper dives into receivables.
Helpful breakdown. What experience do you have with budgeting and forecasting?
Extensive. I've led annual budgeting cycles, collaborating with department heads to forecast revenues and expenses using historical data and market trends. At ABC, I used zero-based budgeting to justify every expense, resulting in a 15% cost reduction. For forecasting, I incorporate scenario analysis, what-if models in Excel, to prepare for variables like inflation or sales dips. Tools like Adaptive Insights have helped me create rolling forecasts that keep projections dynamic.
Nice. How do you stay updated with changes in accounting regulations and standards?
I make it a priority, subscribing to AICPA newsletters, attending webinars from FASB, and completing 40-plus CPE hours annually. I'm active on LinkedIn groups for accountants and read journals like the Journal of Accountancy. Recently, I've been following updates on ASC 606 revenue recognition and ESG reporting, which are game changers. Applying this, I trained my team on new lease accounting standards last year.
Proactive. Love it. Describe a time when you identified a financial discrepancy or fraud risk. What steps did you take?
During a routine audit at my first firm, I noticed unusual vendor payments that didn't match invoices, potential kickback scheme. I gathered evidence discreetly, ran variance analyses, and reported it to the audit committee with supporting docs. We involved forensics, and it turned out to be an error, not fraud, but it prevented future risks. Key lesson, always question anomalies and follow the COSO framework for internal controls.
Smart handling. What about teamwork? How have you collaborated with non-finance departments?
Collaboration is essential. In my current role, I worked with sales on pricing strategies by providing cost analyses, helping them boost margins by 10%. With IT, I integrated new software for automated invoicing. I always translate finance jargon into plain English, using visuals like charts to build buy-in. It's about being a partner, not just a number cruncher.
Well said. Do you have experience with tax compliance and planning?
Yes, I've prepared corporate tax returns using Form 1200 and handled state filings. For planning, I've advised on deductions like R&D credits and depreciation methods to minimize liabilities legally. In one case, I restructured asset purchases to leverage Section 179 expensing, saving $40–50K in taxes. I'm familiar with international aspects too, like transfer pricing.
Thorough. Finally, what questions do you have for us?
Thanks, I do. What's the biggest challenge the accounting team is facing right now, and how could I contribute? Also, how does the company support professional development like CPA renewals or advanced training? And what are the opportunities for advancement in this role?
Those are thoughtful questions. For our viewers, remember, asking questions shows enthusiasm. Wrapping up, this mock interview covers the essentials, but tailor your answers to your experience. Practice out loud, research the company, and stay confident. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and comment your toughest interview question below. Thanks for watching.